Knife came with the beat to help me carry the light, so you can stand your ground whenever the fight.
Yes, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, the time has arrived. Keith, are you with us, man?
Oh, yeah, what's going on?
What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm just chilling.
Hey, I gotta say, not only is it a pleasure to have you here with us on HipHop Flavors, but it is an honor. I've been a long-time fan. My name's BC. Got my man Dev across from me. Fader was just DJing. I also got my man Big Jeff here. I've got a ton of things I want to ask you. Like I said, I've been a fan for a long time. So if you don't mind, we'll just jump right in.
Oh, yeah, go ahead, dude. But feel free.
Okay. First, I'm going to get all like my nerdy stuff out of the way. I feel like you are a pioneer in the game as far as lyrical style. Ever since, Ultramagnetic, you have done a style that is abstract, it's different, it is distinct. What was the impetus? What was the motivator that made you as a group, I guess, collectively with Ultramagnetic, create that style?
We was just being original, basically. We wasn't following nobody. We was just trying to be ourselves, and we didn't rush out like everybody else. We was just waiting to come out, and we wasn't rushing. So I was patient about who I wanted to be, and I didn't do what a lot of people are doing and have done. They just follow somebody else basically, and they ain't have no originality. I took my time to be who I am. That's what it was. Yeah. I was fortunate enough to be at an artist residency with DJ Spooky, and I remember he called your style. I wrote it down here because I remembered it the other day. It was contemporary urban surrealism is what he called your style. Would you say that would you say that effectively describes your style? I wouldn't say. I would just say just being myself, original and basically unique. Like I said, I took my time to be who I am instead of me just coming out being somebody else like a lot of other people was most likely trying to be somebody else. Okay.
Next question. Now I know you've worked with a lot of great producers on Automator One, for one, of course, off of probably your most well-known album as far as like having a cross-genre audience, the Dr. Octagon album, but Cutmaster Kurt.
I worked with a lot of different bands like Maroon 5 and Prodigy.
Oh yeah.
I got a couple platinum plaques on my wall.
Yeah, no doubt. Oh yeah, well, my question was going to be like, who is the favorite producer that you've worked with? I know you produce some, so besides yourself, who would you say is your favorite producer that you've worked with?
Favorite producer that I worked with? I don't really have a favorite producer that I really work with. I think I adjust to everybody for who they are. I never had a favorite producer. Mm-hmm. I had a favorite producer I liked that I didn't work with, like Timberland or somebody like that. I never had any favorite producer that I worked with because I just was a professional working with everybody.
Yeah. I kind of assumed it was probably going to be Cutmaster Kurt since he's appeared on so many of your projects, but okay.
Well, me and Kurt collaborated on a lot of stuff. I think Kurt was just naturally, I was working with Kurt, but I think me and Kurt just was like a part in basically, it was A and B, regardless of when I was in California. Just working with Kurt was just, we had to work together. I don't think there would have been no favorite.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, I know I'm gonna beat you to the question, Fader. Or are you gonna ask? Because I know Fader wants to ask you a question.
What's that?
I know you wanted to ask him about the fried chicken.
Oh, I mean, I think everyone would like to know. what exactly was it? I mean, I love the creativity of Keith's shows and, the difference between what a lot of people do on stage. And, just what was it, that evening, the first time you gave chicken out at a crowd? What was it that inspired that?
I don't know. I was just thinking of something different to do. I was just, I just felt like I had to do something wild,
Exactly. I love it, though.
I think Black Elvis time, I was just on wild things, giveaways, and, I gave away songs, I gave away all types of things. I think I was just I just felt like I had to do something with some impact.
Yes. And I did have another question. I just, being a large or a huge Qbert fan, the experience working with Qbert on Dr. Octagon, will we ever see that again?
Maybe so. I mean, he was professional, definitely, working with him was just like, professional, and the way he did Octagon was like crazy, it was just, like I said, you were doing it. And every night going up, man, those vocals. We had a formula,
Yeah, that formula was definitely ill.
But you never know.
I remember being in Atlanta at the Masquerade on when you were doing the Black Elvis Lost in Space tour, and I actually caught a piece of the fried chicken and saved it. I showed it to my friends. No. I brought it home, put it in the freezer, brought it home, showed it to my friends. I'm like, you are not going to believe this stuff.
Obviously, he wasn't hungry.
So, all right. Also, of course, you're known for the kind of spacier stuff too, but you're also known for the porno core. Your love of the ladies and putting that on records. Of course, Sex Style, I think is an incredible album. So I'm gonna ask you this. I'm gonna put you on the spot. Who is your favorite female adult entertainer?
Oh, I like this question.
Well, female adult entertainer now, existing or old?
All time favorite, like best one. Whose movie should we check out?
Well, I used to watch Angel Kelly a lot.
Okay.
And Vanessa Del Rio.
Is Dev looking it up right now?
Vanessa Del Rio. Wow. Yes, well, that's a classic right there. You don't have to look that up. Oh, okay.
That's a legend. I like that question.
Okay.
BC, I like that question.
I watch porn from present to now. I still watch, I watch everybody, Rocco. If you want to go into everything from what... the new stuff, Manuel Ferrara. I watch everybody. I collect everybody. Evil Empire, Bang Brothers.
Oh yeah. hey, I have a few subscriptions myself. A couple. Yeah. So wait, okay. So present day favorite female entertainer.
Present. I like Lisa Ann.
Okay.
Skin Diamond.
I like Lisa Ann, and I like Julia Ann.
Okay. See, I'm not quite as...
The milk. I like the milk. The milk. The milk.
I'm not... Okay, I can't hate on that. I can't hate on that because a number of the ones that I like are I would say a little older now. Some Luscious Lopez.
You got like the little maturity, right? The maturity.
Yeah. Oh, I totally feel that.
I like the sloppy ones.
The milks, baby, the milks. You gotta like the milks.
I am down with that. So, as your career has progressed, I noticed, you're getting a lot of your own production credits. You're doing a lot of your own production.
Well, I've been doing beats for a while, but I didn't start doing ID and them and putting my name on beats. A lot of people was taking beats and using it for stuff, and like you said, I was getting discredited, but now I'm taking it seriously. I've been into the studio more. I'm buying, mixing tracks and, working on them and putting other artists on beats and stuff, and doing a lot of my own beats in the course, That's what I took it more serious before. Before I was just more like, putting sounds together and then just never caring about the credit. I did a lot of beats behind a lot of stuff that I never really cared about putting my name on.
Okay. But now, and then I've done my ID to like #1 producer. I put that behind a lot of my beats as the ID. So I've been variously making beats and all types of different types of beats, and and playing with new sounds and expanding a little bit, and okay. So
and not having a boundary on, drums and regions and stuff like that. Just making anything I feel like making instead of people labeling what should be what and stuff like, like when the East had, like New York had a sound of all types of drums, I got into all types of drums. I thought like New York got a little bit carried away with the samples and what was, everybody started getting to who made the drums and what sample came from what. I think that got a little cliche. I started getting into just various sounds and, I didn't care no more.
That's fresh. Now, I always ask this to everyone who is a producer that I interview for my up-and-coming producer friends out there who are curious, my nerd heads out there. What do you produce with? Are you mainly a computer producer? Or do you use keyboards or what?
I like to use keyboards. I like to feel like I'm making a beat. I never was a computer producer. I mean, I just never felt like it was complete. Basically, like it's like to me, it's like I can't be taken serious making computer beats. Like I kind of came up on like I'm still from that time of Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, Quincy Jones. I feel like I have to feel complete like Billy Preston. Like I want my hands on everything. I just never felt like a computer producer. I just felt limited with a computer. I like to play like certain instruments myself and play like the Moog and play like the Prophet, all the 88 keys on the just on everything, just whatever's there,
All right.
So, I feel like I don't feel very complete as a computer producer. I mean, that's a lot of little house music DJs, they do that, and a lot of the new kids, they think they're making beats, but it's just like, I don't know, it just sounds limited. It's not a complete musician, basically. I don't feel like a musician. Basically.
I feel that.
I don't feel like a musician.
I feel that. That's cool. Yeah. Everyone has their own comfort range as to what they produce with. So, but that's fresh. Definitely.
Yeah, and, computer beats are cool. I mean, it's just like you take your laptop with you and make beats on the subway or whatever in your car. But to me, I never felt that way. I never felt complete as a producer. I never felt like, I always thought, you got to have your keyboards around and all your sounds and pianos and stuff, spread your hands out. You can't. I never heard of an artist that was so big on an Apple computer. I mean, Paul McCartney don't sit up on an Apple computer and, I'm just saying. I mean, it's just, I don't know what credit people want to get for that, but I don't see it. I don't see it colossal at all.
I feel that.
But that's something they made. They want to make it. It's a part of music. Whatever gear they're using, whatever they're using to make their beats is good. But like you said, I still gotta feel complete. I I gotta feel like I'm part of Funkadelic or something.
Well, that kind of segues into a question that I wanted to ask you. What do you feel are your who do you feel are your early artistic influences? Like, because it's funny that you say Funkadelic because.
Well, I grew up listening to Slaves. I used to listen to a lot of Slaves, and I grew up listening to a lot of Slaves, and cameo and stuff. That's why I was always funky. I never see in the past, like a lot of people, like, you know, I used to have a confrontation with my group because I grew up under slave myself, basically slave. Like, you know, even when I did Spank Master, it was slave influence, and I worked with like Esham and stuff, and Scott Santos. I grew up, you know, slave driven, you know, Confunction.
All great.
You know, Undisputed Truth, Sky, you know, all those bands that was funky, like Slave, bass lines. You know. So I was like bass line driven. All my music is always bass line first, the funky bass line. I never came up on jazz at all. Like, I never, you know, people in New York got that definition of background of jazz. I never came up on jazz. Like, to me, I never collected jazz. I never was into whoever, you know, Sonny Rollins and whoever, Bobby Smith and Sam whoever and Bobby Cox, and I never was into jazz at all. So I think a lot of people, you know, misinterpret the background of certain artists. They feel you got to be into jazz. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I never really came up on jazz. I didn't care about jazz.
I feel that funk. See,
I didn't base myself with a jazz background,
right?
So I could care less about jazz. Like, I feel like I'm not gonna claim that background for myself because that's not me. You know, I'm not gonna go on that side of town of jazz and stuff. Jazz is for whoever came up on jazz, collecting jazz. I didn't care about no jazz. I didn't even care. You know, so as a producer, I shouldn't be judged on jazz background and nothing like that. I ain't care about no jazz.
Well, I feel you. Well, you know what's funny is I feel that funk vibe in your music. You know, it feels like, in a way, you are I've always felt that you are an extension of the funk. You know, I see not only what you mentioned, but like a lot of the P-funk in you. You know, the costumes, the whole. Just, you know, not just the music, but the whole vibe, the art, you know, the costumes and the music.
I was always into funk. My music was always bassline driven, bass first. Like, I never was into the jazz stuff. Like, I never was a eclectic artist of jazz. Like, I didn't care about the samples of a light snare and stuff like that. I think I had that confrontation within my group, you know, with Trev and them. They was into jazz and collecting records and stuff like that. Only person I might have liked it was James Brown, but I never was into no jazz. I could tell you that. I didn't care. I didn't give a shit about no jazz. You know what I'm saying? I didn't care about jazz. And even
you heard it right here.
Jazz records, I didn't care about those artists either. Like, that wasn't my thing. Like, I don't want to claim no jazz throne. I'm not taking no jazz throne. I was never into jazz.
Hey, we'll give you that funk throne. That, because you definitely come with the funk. You definitely come with that, and I feel that in the music because I'm a lover of that funk. When you mention Slave, it's kind of funny for my young listeners out there that don't know. Slave made the song "Go By Watching You." Walking down the street, watching ladies go by watching you, which was the melody that Snoop.
They had a big record on the radio called Slide. One time. Slide, the big hit Slide. Called Slide. But
the reason I mentioned the watching you is
way back. See, what happened was New York ran away from the sounds. Basically, you know, like they had everybody mad at like. See, a lot of people was mad because Trinidad James had got signed to Def Jam. I never was mad. I'm like, I'm happy for the brother, basically. My thing is that, you know, the drums are international, basically. The South kept using the same drums that LL and T. La Rock and Mantronics and all them used for years. They ran out their own drums. They ran away from their own drum sounds and tried to get like eclectic with jazz collections and stuff like that. And what happened was they lost, whereas other regions kept using the same drums that T. La Rock used, the same drums Jazzy J used, the same drums Run DMC used for years. The Beastie Boys used the same drums. The 808 never played out. It was the original drums from New York City, from the old Kits and Dr. Boss and everything. Everybody got scared and ran away from their own drums. Now they lost, so they felt hurt. So people like other regions kept using the drums, and they was winning, and they still winning. You can't be mad if something wasn't broke. Why are you fixing it? So they had all these collective producers come in with all these snares from all different types of places, and I got the snare from England, and I got the snare from
a jazz record, right?
From a jazz record, and I got the snare from Australia. Who cares? So what happened is they ran out of their own sound, trying to be too creative. So they got mad. They got mad. They got mad at a lot of places. They got mad at Florida. They got mad at Texas. They got mad at people. They got mad at a lot of cities that kept using the drums. That was originally Def Jam's whole library. So hip hop to me is not no sound of no eclectic drums and who did the greatest samples and all that. That's just that was some man-made pathetic stuff that was made, That was just some man-made pathetic stuff that was made, saying this is the sound and stuff. That's just a bunch of people trying to make up the sound.
See, it's funny because at the same time you're talking about creativity. This kind of leads into my next question. I kind of view you as for a lot of MCs out there, you're kind of like a person's favorite rapper's favorite rapper. Like you've been in the underground for a long time. You've been doing music for so long that even if even there's guys out there that I think would cite you as an influence, even if a lot of hip hop heads aren't really knowing who you are. And it seems like it even seems like on a lot of your.
The thing is that they do though. They do. Of course they do. Of course they do, because I create a lot of stuff that they do. So it's like, without knowing a basic influence of what they've done, they would never know who they would never know anyway. Of course they do, because I put our blueprint out for them to go by. So I'm always staying above and ahead. So a lot of people be late on something I might have done 2 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago.
Well, I know on some of those records you take it to some MCs. I know on that Diesel Truckers record that you were. It sounded like you were calling out some outcasts or whatever. And I gotta say I do agree that there's a lot of things that you were doing that people picked up on, a year or two later.
I was thinking about today. I was just thinking about today, like, rap is just getting to be like, rap went into a corporate mode, like,
it's marketing.
Like a lot of MCs now is just like, they're only doing a verse for a record company, or if it's an album coming out, only like nobody's not rapping natural no more. Like everybody's rapping from a corporate stand. Like vocals are free. Like vocals are your voice. Like vocals are just, you're supposed to be doing records for fun. Like Rick Ross is the only person I give credit, basically, as far as just making records and staying relevant and free, and just staying locally, like vocally in the studio, just naturally making songs. That's what I do, like naturally make songs. Like you got a lot of these dudes that are making songs more corporately now. Like they just making songs for a label, or they doing they'll just collaborate with somebody for the album, and that's it. You won't hear about them no more. So they're like a corporate recorder. So they're not like making songs natural anymore. Like it's turned to that level that they're not recording from the heart. They're just making songs for a corporate point.
I feel you. I definitely feel you. Yeah, well,
because I heard about something like, I heard something about that, like They said Andre 3000. It's hard to get him to come in the studio. Like, which is the funny thing about it is, like, a lot of these artists that the people, like, they might miss for a minute to say, well, okay, they're doing a record, or they dismiss for a while, they taking a leave of absence, or they trying to make themselves sound basically like they come out once in a while like God or something. That's when they do come out, I don't be impressed. I mean, like, why should I wait to hear 5 years? Even I don't care what kind of art. I don't care if it's Jay-Z, anybody. It's like, you're going to wait 5, 10 years to come out every once in a while. You sound stupid. You're not like, it's not, Michael Jackson don't even do that. A lot of these artists are doing stuff that, like, Michael Jackson don't even do. Like, nobody even does that. James Brown don't even do stuff like that. Like, they taking themselves out of, like, totally out of the element of rap, totally far out of the element that don't even make sense. Like, when you start, that's why I said Rick Ross is the only relevant person I respect that's naturally recording. When you start taking off 3 or 4 years as a rapper, you sound stupid. You sound stupid. Vocals is made as the art form to kick. Like, you saving a 16 for 3 or 4 years for somebody to hear you rap again. You're not that good. That's the thing about it. You're not that really good.
Now, when you say relevant,
it's like you waiting for like somebody to wait for you to come out as on a guest star appearance or something like that. It's just that you're extending yourself into a level of stupidity, basically. Like, you trying to make yourself sound like you know. And then you got a lot of rappers that ain't even known doing that. That's the funny part about it. You got a lot of rappers that's not even known. When you're not even known doing that, that's first of all, when you're known doing it, you're stupid. First of all, when you're not known and you need to be out there doing vocals. Like, Rick Ross is way hotter than all of those dudes, and he still make mixtapes. I mean, it's a few dudes that's spreading around doing it. Young Jeezy starting to do it. A couple of dudes, the dudes in the South, they don't care. They just get on tracks and keep making them and keep making them and keep making them. So nobody's sitting around like, I mean, how that look? I mean, come on. You acting like, that's like a woman. You acting like Gladys Knight or something. Like, you ain't, you know, like, we waiting for your next album to come out like every 7 years. Out of here, man.
I feel that. Well, you know, you definitely practice what you preached. I mean, like, you have been a prolific artist. What are you on your like 12th solo record now?
See, I record natural. I record my own albums. I record with up and coming artists. I record with street dudes. I just stay sharp, like rappers like basketball. How that look if Carmelo Anthony come out and play ball every 5 years?
I feel that. Yeah, you definitely got to keep.
How does that look?
I understand. I totally feel you on that, man.
How does that look?
This looks bad. You know, I mean, and yes, I feel you.
And then you got a lot of old school cats who need to make brand new records. They still doing their old records. They can't make a new record to save their life. They still gonna perform their record from their time. How you feel about that? They gonna perform the record from their time for the rest of their life.
I feel you.
You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of people stuck. You got people stuck in different elements. You got people that come out, they want to make records. They want to make a record every 5 years. Then you got people that want to record this. They want to still perform the same record that they made it with. You know, they stuck with that legendary status. That's why I don't tell nobody call me no pioneer, no legend, because I don't ever want to be remembered for the last song. I don't want nobody, you know, some people love to, you know, go around and talk about that stuff. That's why I don't affiliate with none of that stuff, because some people are stuck in their time, you know what I'm saying? They want to talk about when they used to be good and when times was good and all that. I look beyond all that. I still make brand new records. I still record brand new stuff. My last record never. I don't call my last record my last record. I make art. I make archives of stuff. I keep recording. You know, I got stuff that I stay currently on. My voice stay unique. I stay up with the cadences. I look at everybody. that's new, you know. And a lot of dudes from certain times, they stuck in a time too. They don't listen to artists. They don't listen to new artists. They can't even tell you the latest artist out. They stuck in their own element. So they get no kind of, you know, they get no kind of scenery on who's new, who's, you know, who rhymes. You know, I've survived all different types of elements of rap. You know, I went on to make records with You God. I went on to make records with different times of MF Doom. I done recorded with everybody from now into then. So I stay currently with artists, collabos, artists updated, artists brand new. I have no problem with Justin. You know, you don't hear me out there with an old cadence. I'm never going to be up there sounding like an old man. I'm never up there hippity hop. You know, I'm never struggling cadence-wise. You know what I'm saying?
So let me ask you a question about your latest record then. So you got Love and Danger out. What is so, well, you say you're still recording strong. So, you know, I read something. There was a rumor that Goodbye Rap was kind of like, you know, you considering maybe getting out of the game. So are you?
Well, what happened was I got out the game to produce. I got out to put my own vocals on stuff like.
Oh, okay. So you still, so as a vocal, but you feel as an MC, you're still going to be going strong for a while.
See, even if I was to retire tomorrow, if I threw my mic in the garbage tonight, right in the garbage and threw it in the trash can, I recorded about 2,000 or 3,000 records.
Yeah.
It was just recorded. That just fresh recorded. I got songs I never put out, and I just recorded records. I stack records up. I just stay in the studio.
I feel that.
I record natural. I don't record for a record company. Like, these dudes record for a record company. These dudes all going to record records for a record company. They can't record. They got to wait till a budget is written about. See, a lot of dudes can't record unless Jimmy Iovine gives them a record company a budget. They can't record. They got to wait for Columbia to write the check. They got to wait for Sony to write a check. They got to wait for Clive Davis to sign an invoice. They can't record. A lot of the dudes can't record. So that's the problem, that they can't record natural. Rick Ross is going to the studio. He probably do a show, take his money in the studio and record. Me, I go in the studio and record. Some people got studios, they record natural. A lot of dudes, you know, down south, they record natural. They get a little buzz. They go in the studio, they make a record with their boys, whatever. Gucci Man, probably all of them record natural. A lot of dudes in New York, they wait for a record company. They can't move without a record company. Once the machine stops messing with them, they can't function. They can't function at all. That's the problem with me. I never had that problem. I make records regardless.
I feel that.
I make records like a drug dealer packing up cocaine. I keep making songs. They can't keep functioning. They got to wait for a political record company to be involved.
That's tight. Well, no, I'm saying what's tight is that, you know, you record like almost like, you know, it's just a part of your daily. It's like breathing for you. You know, it's like a part of you. I record natural. I record like that's like somebody who smoke weed. If you smoke weed natural, you record the same way. Some people don't. Some people don't record natural. They record because somebody need a vocal, or they record because you know, an artist may need a vocal. You know, Usher called and they need a 16. And they, you know, they got to write a check in the morning and get it over to them, and they need it. That's what they record. That's not natural recording. That's recording. That's technical recording. They're not recording natural like Prince. Like Prince record natural. He just keeps his 24 track running, even if he's sneezing. He don't care. He just records. Some people record natural. Some people are not real artists. They just walk around like they eclectic artists, but they just record for
a budget. I record for a budget, and I record natural also. I record if a rock group call me tomorrow and they need a 16. I go through the 16. I mail it to them or whatever. I go to the studio. They whatever. We take care of the business. And then I still record natural. These people just record natural. What happens is, too, you got a lot of middlemen in the business. A lot of groups, you got a lot of middlemen. They done took rap into an agent form. Like, well, you need a 16 from them. You know, I bet you call Flow Ride on the phone, it's probably like you got to go through a lot of red tape. You just can't get a simple vocal. You just got to probably go through a lot of red tape and 50 million middlemen just to get a simple vocal. But that's not natural recording.
I feel you.
Somebody call natural, he'll do it natural. But like you said, it's a process.
Yeah. Well, check it.
Process. It's not the process from the artist. The artist actually might want to work with you. It could be any artist that matters. It's just that a lot of the artists got a lot of middlemen. It turns into a big middleman agency. Whereas all these artists would never get to work with each other because you got a lot of old men, gray-headed men trying to close deals and
I feel
trying to, in the way of creativity.
I feel you.
They'll stop two artists. They would never make a record together because they got two American greed type of guys in the middle.
I feel you. Hey, I had one more question for you before I got to conclude with you. Are we going to see you touring at all off of the Love and Danger record? Are we gonna see you coming around?
I'm not going off the Love and Danger record no more. I'm going to make my new album. I got the single Boney. I'm getting ready to tour off a brand new record.
Okay.
And,
Oh well, we got that here in the studio. We're going to play it in just a second once we jump off with you.
My brand new stuff. I'm getting ready to go up there. I'm getting ready to crank up all my brand new records that I'm making and all my natural songs and stuff that I feel good. I went in the studio and made, and I'm about to get a lot of rappers. About to do what I do, and stay natural recording, and that's what the name is. It's natural recording. It's like breathing.
I feel you.
You don't go in the studio like a robot making songs. Coming out every 7 years, like you James Brown or something. You're not even on that, man. You're not even on that level.
Yeah,
and he don't even do that. Nobody does that. That's the most silliest thing in rap I ever heard of.
I totally feel you. Hey, man, I want to thank you for coming in. Taking the time and taking a lot of time to explain your process, to explain your music, and just to talk with us. Like I said, even though I know you don't want to be called a pioneer or whatever, we are honored to have you on.
I'm never pioneer. I'm never. Call me future. I'm never.
Well,
I'm future. I'm never. I would not. That's why I said I never. I got a record about that too. I never wanted to be the pioneer and nothing like that. I'm not Bill Russell. I'm not Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I'm not Larry Bird. I'm just staying current. That's what I do.
No doubt. Hey, well, thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming on, man. We appreciate it. And we actually want to get into some of your music now because we're getting deeper into our show. So we want them to hear what you're talking about. We want them to hear the new joints. But man,
okay, yeah, do that. Definitely, just do that.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
Anytime you need true knowledge, give me a call. Anytime you need true and definite knowledge that nobody won't tell you, give me a call. I'll tell you like it is. I'll tell you the truth.
No doubt. Well, on behalf of all of the HipHop Flavors crew, we want to thank you again, and we will be talking to you soon, and you have a good holiday and a happy new year, man.
That's right. That's why I say, don't just make sure people get the right knowledge, and we don't need more people silly out there. We got bad shows enough on television giving people bad stuff to learn about.
I feel you, man. Hey, well, thank you again, and we will be talking with you again soon. We're gonna get into some of your music right now, okay?
#1 producer, whether you like it or not, on top. Boogie in the Bronx, make your girl come around, dance all night long in the party with Bacardi. I'ma freaking hold your body till you get real tipsy, lick you quickly, you're my peach girl.